16,800 fans canceled their World Cup tickets to American host cities. Hotel rates in Dallas dropped from $387 per night to $250. FIFA quietly canceled 40% of its hotel bookings in Mexico City, and Iran declared it will not play a single match on American soil. The tournament that was supposed to unite North America is fracturing along one very specific line: American cities on one side, two Canadian cities on the other. And those two Canadian cities, Toronto and Vancouver, are doing something right now that no American host city can offer any international fan. They are open. No travel ban, no visa bond, no ICE enforcement creating fear on street corners, no human rights travel advisories from Amnesty International targeting Canadian venues. A fan from Senegal cannot legally enter the United States to watch their team play. They can enter Canada. A fan from Iran cannot cross into an American host city without risking detention. They can watch matches in Vancouver without that fear. That distinction is not a marketing line. It is the reason Canada has quietly become the only part of this tournament that still resembles the global football celebration it was supposed to be. Most of you watching this right now have not subscribed to FIFA Exposed yet. If real coverage of what is actually happening at this World Cup matters to you, subscribe right now. One tap and drop a comment. Would you rather attend a match in Toronto or Vancouver over any American host city right now? Tell us exactly why below. We read every single one. Vancouver's BC Place is hosting 7 FIFA World Cup 2026 matches. Toronto's BMO Field is hosting 13 matches total on Canadian soil. BMO Field underwent a $146 million renovation to prepare for the tournament. BC Place at 54,000 capacity is one of the largest indoor stadiums in North America. But the infrastructure is not what separates Canada from the crisis engulfing the American side of this tournament. It is the atmosphere. And the atmosphere comes from something Toronto has been building for generations. One Toronto football observer described this World Cup preparation as an atmosphere of welcoming, joyous intercultural exchange. That description is not promotional language. It is an accurate description of a city where over 200 languages are spoken daily, where every nation competing in this tournament has a diaspora community that calls Toronto home, and where the World Cup does not feel like a foreign event descending on an unprepared city. It feels like a neighborhood reunion at a global scale. Toronto police confirmed their presence at the World Cup will be stronger than anything seen at any previous event, representing the largest deployment of officers in the force's history. Security without the enforcement environment that has made international fans afraid to set foot in American host cities. A meaningful distinction that thousands of fans making travel decisions have already acted on. Vancouver's fan guide explicitly notes for international visitors, no U.S. visa required. 3 words, no U.S. visa required. In the context of a tournament where 39 countries face American travel bans and 5 qualified nations face either complete entry, prohibition, or $15,000 visa bond requirements, those 3 words are the most powerful marketing statement any host city has produced for this tournament. And Vancouver did not produce them as marketing. They are simply a factual statement about Canadian immigration policy that happens to be the deciding factor for hundreds of thousands of fans choosing where to travel. Canada enters this tournament with its strongest generation of talent in history. Under head coach Jesse Marsh, the national team is hoping to advance beyond the group stage for the first time ever. Canada plays Bosnia and Herzegovina on June 12th in Toronto. It is the first ever men's World Cup match played on Canadian soil. Then travels west to play Qatar on June 18th and Switzerland on June 24th. Vancouver. Atmospheres are expected to be electric, especially for Canada matches. That is an understatement for a country hosting its first World Cup home games with a generation of talent led by players competing at the highest European club level, playing in front of home crowds who have been waiting for this moment for longer than most of those players have been alive. Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David, Tajon Buchanan. These are not fringe players being celebrated at a charitable home tournament. These are genuine world-class footballers who have earned their places in this competition through performance. And they are playing at home, in cities that are ready, in stadiums that are full, in front of fans who do not need to navigate a travel ban, a visa bond, a human rights travel advisory, or an immigration enforcement environment to get to their seats. Here is the specific contrast that defines why Canada is now carrying this tournament's global reputation on its shoulders, whether it intended to or not. The American host cities have a hotel booking problem, a fan cancellation problem, a safety perception problem, a travel ban problem, a pricing problem, a heat crisis problem with a quarter of matches projected under dangerous conditions, and an ICE enforcement environment that has produced formal travel advisories from over 120 organizations, including the American Civil Liberties Union. Toronto and Vancouver have a different problem entirely. The Vancouver Schedule Guide describes the window covering Canada's June 18th and June 24th matches as having the highest hotel demand and fastest ticket sellout of any multi-game window in the Vancouver schedule. The advice to fans is to book everything immediately. Highest hotel demand. Fastest sellout. Book immediately. That is the opposite problem from Dallas. The opposite problem from Atlanta. The opposite problem from every American host city watching its booking projections fall short, while Canadian venues are telling fans to move fast before they miss out. That contrast was not engineered by Canada. It emerged from the combination of who Canada is as a country, how it treats international visitors, what its cities look and feel like at street level, and what it means to attend a match in a genuinely multicultural city that has been preparing for this moment for 4 years. The Canadian government's official World Cup page describes Toronto as the world in a city and Vancouver as the beautiful game in a beautiful place. Both descriptions are accurate. Both are exactly what the global football community is looking for right now. And neither requires a visa bond, a travel ban exemption, or a risk assessment before booking. The tournament is 10 days away. Canada did not plan to save it. Canada just showed up as itself, and right now that is exactly what this World Cup needed.